In this video, I will be reviewing the second single released from Gabrielle Aplin's fourth and yet to be released album, English Rain, called Please Don't Say You Love Me. First of all, it's worth mentioning that it was tough choosing a song to review this week because the majority of new releases have been pretty decent. I was tempted to review Harlem Shake by Bauer, but I won't for one very simple reason. I can sum up the track and the craze in two words. The first being shit and the second being retarded, which as we all know are elements which are essential to earn yourself a #1 spot on the charts. It hasn't yet, but no doubt it will. Just look at Gangnam Style as an example. Instead, I thought I'd review a proper song. Gabrielle Aplin came into recognition via her debut single, a cover of The Power of Love by Frankie Goes to Hollywood, which was chosen as the song to represent the John Lewis Christmas advertisement. This song eventually managed to reach #1, a month after it had originally charted at number 36 and was the 53rd biggest selling single of 2012. On the surface, Aplin may seem to be another flash in the pan artist who comes along with one song that becomes popular for a brief period of time and then she disappears and we never hear from her again. But Please Don't Say You Love Me proves that Aplin is more than a one-hit wonder. She's a decent lyricist and she doesn't disappoint with this song. The entirety of the song centres on Aplin's ever-growing feelings for a guy and her eagerness to spend her time with him, however is hesitant to want to push things onto a much more serious level for fear that it'll end in disaster. The opening verse does feel like atypical corny teen girl-like quotes, but Aplin is able to sound adult when delivering her lines. Being nitpicky, the first verse is littered with forced rhymes, but it doesn't detract away from the pleasant feel that this song gives, which is helped emphatically by the indie style music, which is quite pretty in its composition. The chorus takes a shift from gushing infatuation to concern. Here, Aplin, despite her giddiness, shirks away from taking things further, quoting that she doesn't want this guy to tell her that he loves her for fear that she won't say it back, despite the fact that she further emphasises her feelings by saying that her heart doesn't stop beating fast whenever she looks at him, which is a clear sign that you're in love with someone. But it's okay, she's content with keeping things that way, as is made clearer in the third verse. Here, Aplin notes that the mentioning of her or the guy's feelings for one another may be too hard to take and that they shouldn't give the game away, which she pretty much has done so through the first two verses. The chorus repeats and then we hit the bridge, which rattles off the generic "only fools rush in" line, and that she won't be the fool again, and that's why she's going to take it slow and savour what she has right now with this dude. I really want to give this song so much more credit because it's a very well written song and the music is divine to listen to. If it had just been a straightforward love song and zero pussyfooting around what is clearly going to be a romantic relationship, that would have worked fine, but when you're avoiding the inevitable, it kind of takes me out of the moment. Love always entails a risk. If we had started this song at a point where this relationship was at its infancy and it grew and she takes a risk, that would have made sense. But when a relationship is as strong as Aplin is making this one out to be and you cop out of going further for fear of what might happen, you're left wanting to smack this girl upside the head and tell her to stop dithering around and stop delaying the inevitable. For that, the score does suffer, but it's held together with decent lyricism, good music, and that it's very catchy in its sound. So I can't be too mad at this track. It's not a perfect song, but I like it enough not to be too harsh in downmarking it. I give this song an overall rating of 8 out of 10.
Can't speculate how many more trips until I find the